My stomach hurts. Not just because I had a Manhattan and then a bunch of Red Bull Riskies over and over and over last night, but also because I'm sick of you niggas. So, before I spill my guts out in the diarrhea sense, I'm gonna spill my guts out in the emotional sense. Ugh, I'm so tired of you niggas being rapists. It's so disgusting. I know I've already recorded a video on this, and the rapist probably won't see it, of fucking course. This is just me getting this shit off my chest and laying it to rest. Well, I will never let it rest because these niggas are so evil. Like that recent guy I met up with for Christmas. It's like my brother in Christ. How do you manage to rape a consensual hookup? And that rape, that was a P with my mouth. That was not from the other end, just clarifying. It's like and then he ruined his own time, because then because later on when we were during the week, he was like, oh yeah, we definitely shouldn't have done that. It's like, you're saying that like I chose, nigga. You were not letting go of me. You were like, let me keep sticking my tongue in everywhere that timidity does not want me to. And then, yeah, it's like you weren't giving me the choice, you fucking idiot. And something I hate that these niggas do is when they try to go, oh, well, why didn't you just say no? And that, oh my god, because it's like, so Scotty fucking Petrushka, I have a video on him that I made when I was 19 talking about what happened to him. He really fucked up my New Year's Eve when I was like, I think I was 18. Yeah, I remember. Like, I already went through a fucking enough. Do you really think I needed to start off 2019 with a fucking sexual assault? He wasn't respecting shit I wanted in bed. He was purposely making it as painful as possible. He was as disturbing about it as possible that he could be. He could not take no for an answer. Like, he was the type of guy that also did the same shit of, why didn't you just say something? Why didn't you just say no? And then this is what they do. If you say, oh, I did say no. You heard me say no 18 times and you thought it was okay to grab me by the back of my fucking ponytail, whip out your cock and try to shove me into your lap. And you openly saw me shove myself away from you and shake my head. I don't want anything to fucking do with you. Niggas are, and then they usually try to say, oh, well, if you did, I didn't hear it. If you did say no, I didn't hear it. So can you blame me for having hearing issues? It's like, yeah, but you also saw me a million times shoving you away, slapping you away, saying, no, stop, wait, please don't, I don't want this, stop, later, wait, and then like actually shoving you into multiple head shaking. Like, you just, so which is it? I'm gonna say something very ableist. Are you fucking retarded, or what is it? Like, you're either a rapist or you're fucking retarded. Either way, so I can't say, well, okay, if you're a rapist, you need to be put the fuck down. And if you're the latter, then you need to be fucking rehabilitated because holy fucking shit. Nigga, come on now. Like, are you Lenny from Of Mice and Men? Where you just, like, are committing harm on accident? No. Cause you fucking knew better. My stupid ass, lame ass, bitch ass ex, Jared, I hate his name. You probably heard my stomach gurgle loud as fuck when I said his name. Why? Because that nigga makes me sick to my stomach. Fuck you to this day, Jared Veres. But it's okay, because I'll never fuck you again in a day in my life. I would sooner beat the shit out of you with hammers and eat your fucking corpse. And I know you're like, wow, Mia, that's a loaded statement right there. Yeah, and I hope he gets a loaded gun and blows his fucking brains out, because I'm tired of these niggas committing harm against me and women and and just, well, he never did anything to a child. Well, okay, well, aside from at the end of our relationship, I found out the real age that his deceased baby mother may have been, and it's like, oh, it's like you're a bad person. But he did the same shit. Like, oh my god. And the only reason I kept giving this nigga chances to date me more is because it wasn't exactly overt, it was covert. So then you can make the mistake of maybe he was just really horny that night and just, he really wanted me. Is there blah, 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 blah. And oh, it will never happen again. And then it happened again. And then eventually it stopped just being like some sort of like annoying but slightly flattering but overall annoying thing. It started being like, this is a guy who is dangerous and unsafe and gross. And to this day, how do I put this? I really want the worst for that man. I want him to get skinned the fuck alive. Because that was a man who decided, oh yes, I have a loving girlfriend. She is young, she is cute, she is fly, she cooks, like she cleans mostly. Every guy I know wants her, and she absolutely adores me. Like, she sees me as like some sort of amazing being. And and I'm just so happy in every moment of my time. I haven't had a connection like this in years. You know what I should do? I should, like, with this high libido, hot 20 something who just doesn't want to have sex right now, I should try to force her into sex with me. And then, if not directly forcing her, then just like repeatedly groping her for the course of like 8 fucking hours until and not letting her get a single bit of sleep. I'm gonna do some just fucking mental and emotional torture on her as I keep trying to finger her. as I keep trying to touch her clit and grope her titties and lick her neck and breathe into her ear and moan into her and saying that I want her and need her and clawing into her and grabbing her aggressively over and over and over. And then as she's saying, no, stop, baby, I just want to sleep, I'm going to refuse over and over, and my hands will not stop fucking touching her. And I'm going to keep trying to molest her in her sleep over and over and over. Simply put, let's just say, if he were ever to be put in a position to be touched by me ever again, it would be his last time being seen by any fucking body. He would just be some random fucking body in a field somewhere. And I guarantee that by the time I'm done with all those fucking hammers, he would understand what it means to want no respected, to not want to be touched. All that. And if you're like that, this video is taking a dark turn. Yeah, it's a dark subject, and I am a dark person, emotionally. Well, we don't. Sorry, my intrusive thoughts was like, and skin tone. Shut up. I like how I will make like 3 minutes of extremely murderous comments, and then I'm like, hey, making a skin color joke about myself. That's a little too problematic. Do I count as a dark? I do. I have pigment in me. Yeah, I could. Also, wow, my eyes are so pretty. Oh my god. Yeah, look at those. Oh my god. I never knew my eyes like looked like this until like 3 years ago. Nice. I need it. Yeah. God bless. Sorry. Back to the topic in a second. Just like wow, I didn't know I had those little starbursts. Some people say my eyes are green, but it's only because of the little gold starburst that kind of looks green. I get it. Anyway, let's go. I remember earlier in the year, this popular musician in my area, he was working on an album, and he was like, I'm looking for models for the shoot. And I was like, I volunteer. And I showed up, and I looked fucking amazing. I did. And I don't know, me and the guy had such a fun time talking and vibing on the set. And he's always been a good energy for me for years. Like the type of nigga where it's like, oh, you're struggling with groceries? I'm going to help you out with, like, you could use my food stamps and get yourself like some Trader Joe's or some really good groceries, like some healthy shit to keep you on your feet. And like that was a blessing, amen. And like other good things happened, and I got to be on the cover's EP album and shit. And all that was nice, but I do remember at some point, like, he recorded himself as he was leaving New York out of nowhere. Like he moved from my area to New York for a bit, stayed there for a bit. Everything seemed to be going great, but then out of nowhere, he just like you saw him literally speeding in the video, like fast as fuck in his car, as he was trying to play it off by like rapping and shit to seem like it was a good time. But then, he did what every dude who gets allegations does. Turns their page private or starts saying shit like blocking all negative energy, shielding myself from the haters, divinely protected, can never be harmed. Like they start pulling out the spiritual shit, or they start saying, I hate weird ass hoes, hate weirdos, blocking out all the haters, tuning out the noise. And I kind of knew what that meant. I said, hey, are you all right? Why are you leaving New York? Everything was going so well for you out there. And he said, nah, just some wild shit's going on, just some wild shit. I was like, oh, all right. Out of curiosity, like, can I ask what it is? Because I had a gut feeling. And he was like, yeah, this girl's just going crazy saying I raped her and some shit. And my housemate, like, caused issues over it. So I had to move out. And I thought to myself, if you didn't do it, you would not have to leave the entire state of New York. You would, like, especially with all the connections you have in New York, you'd be able to find a place. You wouldn't have to flee from the state unless you actually committed a crime in that state, because that's how several other people who I know about in my area have evaded getting arrested for rape. They flee the fucking state. And I just kind of, like, I didn't know what to say, because I kind of thought to myself, it seems like there's more going on here. So I simply just said this. I said, well, may whatever is in the dark come to light. And then he was like, thank you so much, I appreciate that. That wasn't saying anything good in his direction. That was just me saying whatever the fuck is hidden on your side or their side is gonna come out. And then guess what? It eventually did come out. And then, like, a few months later, it came out like, oh shit, like, I remember where I was. I was in some other different city hella far away. hanging out with this one weirdo who was kind of cool. They had lasers and shit. Did you know you can buy lasers for like several $1,000s? They had several fucking lasers in their fucking apartment, and fucking poisonous dart fogs and shit. They were cool as fuck. I love when I get to just meet like the most random people who are just dope as fuck. I don't know. And then I remember I checked my phone and I saw like, oh shit. And then my friend who I just met that day, and we don't really have any matching demographics. They live in a far ass city I'm hardly ever in. Like tall, white, trans, in their like 50s or 60s or so. And I was like, someone I know just got outed for apparently raping two other people in the scene, and they were like, "Oh shit, who?" And I said, "Oh, the artist Isaiah Mustafa." Like, and it's weird because like, wow, and this is actually happening. And they said, "Isaiah Mustafa? Oh, I know about him. Yeah, my friend got decked in the face by him once at a party. He's really weird." And do you know how fucking guilty you must be if a random fucking person in a random far away ass city that I'm just fucking visiting and passing through, if that person was like, if like we should have nothing, like, imagine you go to a random ass city and you meet a random ass person who hardly anyone fucking knows about, and like it's like your paths should have barely even diverged with how little you have in common. And then even they can be like, "Oh yeah, Isaiah Mustafa, he be punching bitches in the face." And then I remember I posted on my fucking Instagram note, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck just got exposed?" And then a bunch of people instantly flooded my DMs like, "Oh, you heard about the Isaiah shit too? Yeah, he's been this way since high school. People have been trying to get him to calm down for ages, but he's always been this way." And I was like, "What? You mean to tell me that fucking vegan, love is light, animal loving, Zen motherfucker Isaiah Mustafa has always been on this demon time shit? Like, evil." And it's like, God. I'm in support of outing predators. Like, I think the only reason I hadn't before, like, I am glad that I have a few videos I made back in the day where I did say the names of these predators because I think they deserve to be said. I want it to be to the point where it's like, oh yeah, we know Tamidi's not lying because she has a running backlog on her old, like, social media where she mentions you by name. Every single thing you did, everything that occurred, all of that. And I guess it's just so disturbing that it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Also, something that I noticed happens is if I talk about a creepy dude or a rapey dude, and then a man has like a very cold reaction to it, or something, it's like, it's usually a dude telling on himself. Because I remember at some point, like a year or so ago, it was like New Year's Eve going into 2024, and I got invited, like this huge comedy producer in my area invited me to like I was just like, "Hey, how much are tickets for your show? Are there any left? I can't find the link on your page." And he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be 25 for early bird fee, but for you, I can get you in just for free, just to be nice." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And he was like, "Oh, no problem, anything for a cute girl like you." And he was kind of flirty about it. And then I kind of thought to myself, "Okay, let me rip off this band-aid." And I ask every man this because specifically I don't want to be put in a position to be raped, and I don't want to be put in a or have a man's ego hurt, and then they start fucking up vibes and shit. Like, oh my god. Also, that's inherent. Like, I have to make another video about that in a second. How it is inherently predatory to be like, "No, no, we're just friends. We're just friends. I'm gonna keep paying for your food though and taking you places. We're just friends." To me, it's like you're friend zoning yourself, and because you're just hoping that one day I'll slip up and like fuck you or fall for you, and it's disturbing. But either way, I basically was like, also, I asked him, it's like, "Are you trying to be a friend, a fuck, or like, is this a date, or just so I know, because I like to know that type of stuff in advance because I have autism and I'm celibate and I wouldn't want to mess up your night, and I don't know, I'd want you to be able to feel like you can pursue any option you can, and I suppose I just like to know for the sake of my own comfort because I'm processing my own trauma." And then the big comedy producer guy, he was like, "Oh, yeah, just as a friend. Oh, yeah, just as a friend, just to be nice. Yeah, feel free to come on and slide through." And I was like, "Hell yeah, that sounds awesome." Until, like, next thing you know, like, a few hours later at 2 a.m., he tells me, "Nah, actually, you ain't gotta come." And I said, "What's up?" And did something happen? Did I offend you somehow? And he just, in a nutshell, he started raging and shit, and he just was like, "Nah, nah, you ain't gotta come. It's okay. Now, if you do want to come, though, tickets are now going to be $35." And it's like, Anyway, I said he looked like an expired crunch bar that was left rotting in the sun. And then yeah. And I blocked his ass, and he still kind of hates me to this day. But guess what? I know that there's other. I told hella people about that, and then let's just say I noticed how the men reacted. This one comedian who I thought I was close friends with, I talked to them about that weird ass encounter, and they kept their mouths shut. And then let's just say predatory shit came out about that man as well. And then another guy, predatory, like this one guy I thought I was hella close with, guess what? He then got exposed for, like, hell, he tried to get, let's just say he has a habit of trying to manipulate disabled chicks into having sex with them. And, like, it's just, it's so disturbing how it's like, it's so everywhere. You know, it's